Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the party. I am your dungeon master for this evening, the Bardic Knot. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all under that exact same name if you want to up my numbers and help me feel good about myself. Tonight we are playing Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition, and that's the important stuff. Well, I suppose that's the vague stuff. The important stuff will come soon. But before I go into talking about other various things, hey, do you want to learn about these other cool cats all around on your screen right now? You bet you do! So, Archer, start us off. Who are you?
Archer's a cat.
Uh, yeah, like, it's I don't know. I think it's because they're just big, and they have like I don't know. They resemble canine-esque features. They look kind of similar to wolves. We kind of miss a lot of the feline aspects to them, but they are very cat. Cat is now an adjective. Alrighty. So just below Archer, we have TJ, who was looking very serious there for a second. Just going like, ooh.
Hello, I'm TJ, and I too am very cat. So, a little anecdote that I feel I need to share with everybody. I was holding a really weird face earlier for a really long time in the hopes that someone would look and think that I had frozen, and then I could just be like, nah, I'm just doing this for fun. And then I actually disconnected and froze with that face on. And the whole thing blew up in my face, quite literally.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm still picking shrapnel out of my hair.
So TJ,
yeah.
who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Flick the Halfling Rogue.
Alrighty.
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, whatever. We're really relaxed here. We don't do things. We're as far from professional as anyone could possibly be. So.
Pretty close.
Yeah. It's actually a weird contention of pride. I wonder how unprofessional we can get before someone asks us to,
Let's not.
sort our shit out.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not test that invisible wall. Let's just assume that it doesn't exist.
I don't mean doing anything offensive. I just how disorganized, how how often can we verge off of the path and the rails before someone goes, all right, come on.
We've already done that 5 times, okay? Every single game. It's fine.
This is true. All right, so under TJ, we've got Cody, whose t-shirt is making me feel I should go and eat stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing as TJ has, honestly, and I was just trying to see how long I could hold that face and see what I could do with that. To be honest, we had the exact same idea, I think, at the exact same time. Just I held on to it longer because I've got commitment. Anyway, I'm Cody. I play Kid, who is an Eldritch Knight, which is like a unholy amalgamation of fighter and wizard mixed into one boy who just does everything. Let's see, and I think I just met my soulmate. I'm not sure.
Sanzalar is probably.
Yeah, his name weren't so ridiculous. Like we were both weird. We both have scars. We both can speak Elven. We both had really long black hair, and we both have tragic backstories, but don't really seem to care about them all that much.
Oh, you're brothers. Oh, I figured it out. Oh shit. Okay.
Well, sure, why not? See, right now I'm really wishing I had my Race of the Wild book, because his name does mean something in Elven. I just don't remember because I made it up so long ago.
I'm on it, Matt. In the meantime, let's throw that over to Rebecca, who is the bard and therefore should be the one to speak.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm Rebecca. I play Primrose, the half-orc bard. I've had way too much sugar today. I'm just kicking in right now. I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. We are like at the beginnings of a brand new chapter in this adventure. This is the time to be excited. You're about to go
It's
and
like-
walk into a great big spooky forest.
So what you're telling me is we need alcohol.
I've had too much sugar when my speech is perfect. It's a bad time. I'm just gonna drink the rest of my soda now. Make it worse.
Notes. Alrighty.
And that brings us finally to Don't Blink. Don't Blink. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Don't Blink, and I don't have nearly as sexy voice as everyone else, but that's okay, because I play a somewhat charismatic sorcerer named Baka.
You know, he was a super charismatic sorcerer in the first episode. Has something happened?
He makes amazing potatoes, and I love the potatoes with eggs and cheese and shit.
Every time the party does something crazy, he just kind of like shoves his head in his hands, and then like over the course of this campaign, he kept beating himself up with his hands, and he just has scars and bruises.
We made him facepalm himself into ugliness?
Precisely.
Is that what you're saying?
There's only so much a man can take.
So, what we're establishing here is Varko's hands are literal ugly sticks. If he hits things enough with them, they turn ugly.
He wasn't bald at the start of the campaign, but, you know, just clutching his head so much, he tore it all out.
Probably needs to use touch attacks more because that'll not only hurt them but also demoralize them.
Alrighty. So, before I jump into telling everybody what's going on and whatnot, hey, do you like stuff? Of course you
Stuff
do.
is good, Matt.
It is. And if you like stuff, specifically this kind of stuff, or, you know, stuff run by people who are vaguely competent, you should check out more of Welcome to the Party. And you can do that right here on Twitch by subscribing. Subscribing gets you a whole plethora of beneficial things. My words just failed me. Such as every month you stay subscribed. Or you don't even have to stay subscribed. You can subscribe for 1
do
month
that too.
and then disappear for as long as you want and then resubscribe. But every month you are subscribed, you get to give a crit, a natural 20, an instant amazing success to any player or game master of your choice on this entire wonderful channel made up of wonderful people. You also get various emotes for different tiers of subscription, from tier 1 with a WTTP D20, tier 2 with Michael the Mimic, and tier 3 for crits on the rocks. If you also want to keep up to date with Welcome to the Party, the easiest way to do so would be to follow them on Twitter at WelcomePartyRPG, where we have all kinds of cool, crazy things like regular updates on what's going on, when and where. Along with, we have our morning monster tweets, which go out pretty much every morning, with cool homebrew stat blocks for various interesting monsters and concepts. There's also been a lot of character creation tweets, you know, usually a photo or a picture or some artwork of something. I've seen a dress, clothes, a ring, and it says like character hook. Who wears this? What do they do? And it's all really cool, interesting stuff. So you should follow the Twitter. Once again, that is at Welcome Party RPG. Also, if you want to interact with all these amazing, cool, super awesome people, you can do so in the Discord server. Link is down below. We have channels for everything. We have channels for talking Dungeons and Dragons, channels for talking about homebrew, channels for talking about food, and most importantly, a channel dedicated entirely to memes. Because memes are the only important thing in life. Like
It is also my domain.
Yeah.
I'm directly responsible for that channel happening. Anyway.
So, Also, if you haven't missed anything, you can catch everything on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/welcome to the party, where everything gets regularly uploaded by our amazing social media team. So, before I give a little brief recap on what happened last time, exciting news!
Oh my god, it's the news.
Oh no.
This just in.
Next Sunday, we are going to be taking part in a fundraiser known as the Stink Raiser. We are raising funds for an amazing member of the community who needs around about $8,000 in order to get critical medical procedure to help relieve the symptoms of her traumatic brain injury. You can join us for the Stink Raiser, benefiting Alex, aka the Stink Rat, and that is here next Sunday from noon till midnight. That's Eastern time, as we play games for this great cause. Of course, you can donate now. There should be a link in the chat, and that is type !Stink Raiser. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. We, the Daisy Chains, well, we won't be the Daisy Chains, but we will be here. We'll be here 1 hour later than usual, and we'll be doing a special little one-shot. Set in this world, we'll be exploring some of the history and doing some awesome, interesting, cool things. So there's that to look forward to next week. If you also go and follow the Stink Rat, I think it's the Stink Rat stream on Twitter. You
Dear
can find
Lord.
out who's got the mechanical keyboard going.
Please
Where'd it
stop
go?
trying to fillet your microphone. It doesn't enjoy it, and neither do we.
I can't breathe.
Can you point your microphone away from your keyboard?
No.
The microphone is very clearly the keyboard.
She laughs at us like we're idiots for suggesting it. No, I can't.
You've heard of text to speech. Now this is speech to text.
Oh, my head. Fuck. Okay.
All right, we need to get started.
Uh.
We've got way too much nonsense that we weren't able to get out because of technical difficulties.
All right.
We gotta start showing up 45 minutes early, I think.
Probably.
Well, we could.
I used to
But
show up
then-
20 minutes early. And
I guarantee you we're going to be a lot more professional whenever it comes to the one shot.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Because we understand we're on a time limit then.
yeah,
We don't just find out about 5 minutes before.
I'm
Oh,
sure
come
we're all
on.
gonna be still finishing our characters for an hour before that, too.
You know exactly.
Not if I have
what
anything to
is-
say about it.
Actually, you know what? I think it might work because since it's an hour later than our usual,
Right? Yeah,
we'll show up at this time,
yeah.
talk shit for an hour. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Yeah.
Should actually
Yeah.
pretend to start the show at 2 o'clock. And just for us.
And then we're all
Alright,
suddenly in
so-
a business conference. It's just ridiculous.
So, last time we were in a forest.
Yes. All right. Last time you finished off the ghostly remains of Anstratha, the seer. You just blew them up with a fireball, really. As you do. You, let's say, befriended this edgelordiest of edgelords, Sansalar. And, Varko made breakfast.
That was my favorite part.
Amazing potatoes. So good. Wet bacon.
I mean, surviving was good, but the potatoes were awesome.
Vaco's gonna go and open up Denny's.
So,
Tacos.
where we had pretty much left off is you lot were preparing to head out into the forest. Sansalar has said, hey, I can show you where Relifor is. Relifor, you have previously learned, being the chief top tier member person, basically the Pope of the Church of the Triad. However-
Look out for those member people.
Yeah. However, Sansalar tells you he's kind of lost it. You know, he's a bit of a crazy hermit now. So
I bet Eliza was so excited till that was what's his face. Like, well, shit.
Liza's always excited, but it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great. You should hear us in the tent at night. It's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
hear,
we do.
"Ah!" like the orc way of doing it. And then you don't hear anything from Eliza, to where all of
No.
us wonder if she's okay.
Fuck you! Oh my god.
We developed a system of Morse code. She turns the lantern off 3 times if she's okay afterwards.
No. I'm so mad.
Right.
All right, give us a source quickly before we're allowed to spend any more time in camp.
Please continue.
Eliza, are you okay in there?
Shut
Click,
up.
click, 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 click.
Oh my god. No. I'm a responsible lover. Okay, come on now.
You know, I don't even know what to say. Really. Just, I really think someone should like clip that and just like want Rebecca with it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Matt. Matt.
You didn't even have to say like where, like why we should just not be allowed to be.
Matt, get us out of here, please.
So, forest.
Drive the car, Matt. Drive the car.
No, no, oh no, I crashed into bad jokes.
I'll drive. Oh no.
All right, so
That's what this is, just a Chinese fire drill of everybody in here taking the driver's seat. Back and forth over and over forever.
Please, Matt.
All right.
so who wants to play Dungeons and Dragons?
My face is
Me.
hurting. Oh my god, let's do it, please.
All right, so where you had left off, Sanzalar had returned. He'd gone and hunted some birds because Varco tricked him into thinking that's what you always have to do. Only to find out you all had breakfast without him, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
It wasn't my intent not to eat breakfast. It was just my intent to not have him around me while I'm doing stuff.
Oh yeah,
It was
like,
very disgusting.
it totally makes sense. Like he arrives and sees everyone's there, and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever." Yeah. Just when it got cool.
And Bob was like, "Oh, you got some birds now."
Poultry!
Poultry.
Yeah, you're
Just
right.
fall
I'm
over
sure
our
we
shoulders.
can't carry 3 birds between the 17 of us.
Well, maybe you can.
Give it to
So you
the
brought
bear.
breakfast for Keldor. What'd you bring for everybody else? It was the number, not the rawness. You're missing the point.
Baco just
No,
stands up,
never mind.
"It's
Just
all right, everybody. 3 is enough for everybody." I mean, he tried his best to get, and I kind of motion over to the new guy.
I know. I'm busting his balls. That's what we do.
I don't know. I just don't want him to feel too bad. Kind of feels like, a little down, kind of.
This dude snuck up on me in the woods. I'm pretty sure he's seen some shit.
So here's my question. Did you kill those birds with your bare hands, or did you use a bow?
Or bare hands.
Well, I snuck up in a tree, hit him on the head, and stabbed him.
Okay, this is impressive. I'll go ahead and give him credit where credit's due on that one. He killed it. He chose the hard way.
But he didn't just talk him into exploding like you do?
I've yet to do that, but I bet I could.
I mean, I bet if
I'm just imagining
Learning
Eliza and
to not
Pemerson
trust.
behind the tent, just chilling.
It
Not
took
hurt.
Okay, so,
Keldor this
Keldor, what
long
are
to
you-
start to not trust.
Are you trying to figure out if he is lying about how he hunted? All right. you can tell that. All right, like, you can look at the birds as well, and you can see there's not like an obvious like puncture wound. You know, this isn't like, okay, he literally just stood there and shot arrows. Like, maybe he didn't do it as cool as he made it sound. Like, he maybe didn't sneak up the tree, but it wasn't done, the the easy way. Like,
They're
you can
not
tell that
roadkill.
much. No, they aren't roadkill.
There you go.
But yeah, he kind of looks around and he's like, all right, cool. So, well, looks like everyone's had food or whatever. So, no, it's cool. You guys like did a thing when I was
You
gone.
should eat, Parson is vice trying.
The birds were only a ruse, so that we could surprise you with a delicious meal.
Oh,
Surprise!
Vaco nods his head in agreement.
Do we all have to make bluff checks?
no, it's okay. You don't have to. He kind of looks and he goes,
He knows.
well, it's cool, I guess. Thanks. I mean, do we have time? Is it like sit and eat, or is it like important that you gotta move on?
Here's the question, man. There's cheese on this. I don't think you got cows out here in the woods, and unless you're willing to milk a deer, I don't think you're gonna have anything good out of this. Sit down, enjoy the cheese, and eat.
Is it like goat's cheese?
No.
It's like cow cheese.
Yes.
Best kind of cheese.
Cool.
It's intense cheese.
He'll sit down with this meal and he'll take a mouthful. And yeah, his
on the
facial
cheese.
expression basically does not change. As he just sits there, stone faced, just going. When he finishes it, he like puts the plate or the bowl or whatever it is down. And goes, "That was really good. Thanks. Cool."
Yeah, don't mention it. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Okay.
Do you want more?
I do. I'll
Talk and
take
talk,
his.
people. We're burning daylight.
I'm like standing there with a plate.
But I made too much food. I thought Keldor would eat more. Oh,
Mm.
let me correct you. We have 2.5 kegs of alcohol.
So you're saying
So here's the question.
Can't a horse carry a keg?
Keldor, I know we're going out to see a dwarf, but I don't think we need to bring that much alcohol into the woods.
I kind of quickly glance at Flick and just kind of give him a warned look, like they're trying to throw away our alcohol.
we can't let this happen, buddy? Okay.
You've
So-
let it happen so many times.
Yes, in the face of immediate danger. Do you see any immediate danger aside from him? And I point to the new guy. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Oh, that's a way better idea.
God,
I-
you drunk owlbear.
Okay. What does the owlbear like to eat? What's his favorite thing?
Halflings.
Awesome. Second favorite thing. Okay. Can I talk to him? What does he? Does he speak a language? No. Okay. Hmm.
Sugar just
Okay.
sits there like, tomorrow we strike on the 9.
All right. I'll be back.
Wow.
And I run off into the woods.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to go and hunt a rabbit quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Just roll me a survival.
Oh boy, this will go well. This is my jam right here.
See, Sansolars, is what we do when we want to get rid of people for a little bit. We send them off to hunt animals.
Oh, I get it.
Oh yeah, that was a 19.
All right, yeah. Flick, you immediately run out into the woods, and it's almost like you perfectly stumble across a small rabbit's den. There's a cute little fluffy white bunny just sat outside of its little set. Its foot thumping the ground. It turns. It looks directly at you. Its little mouth goes like it's about to say something, because rabbits always look like they're about to fucking say something, and they never do.
All right, and right as I run around the corner, I see it and I immediately pull out 2 daggers, and I'm stood there, and I got them like ready to throw. And I stand there for a second, and I go,
God damn it! And I kick the dirt and I turn around and I walk back
like a sulky teenager.
All right. I can't kill rabbits and give them to him. I just can't. I can't do it. They're too fluffy. I can't. If we ever have to fight giant rabbits, let me. Oh, sweet. Yeah, but I thought we had all of it. I always assume we eat everything. That's the way it goes where I come from. When there is food, there is not food very quickly. Like, about as fast as we can eat it. Fair enough. All right. Well, come on. Cough it up. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what we should do. We should be reasonable. Are we bringing the horses? Okay. So the horses are filled up. Yeah. We have 2.5 kegs. This owl bear is enormous. I mean, how much of a burden do we think it'd be for it to carry these things? Is it just like a slight annoyance, or is it like gonna make him like super tired quickly? Because it's all relative to me. I don't understand how you guys can even move one of these things. Like, and what do we think each one of these kegs weighs? They gotta weigh a decent chunk of change, right? I don't know, 100 pounds, million pounds, somewhere in between.
How much does a keg of ale weigh?
All right. So,
About 4 flicks.
about 4 flicks. Okay.
We improvise a strat mechanism.
I have you covered. We're thinking in the same direction. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I nod my head.
Good. Someone's on my page. And I
would
walk
recommend
over.
Using the rope.
No?
It's
Why
made of
not?
guts. It might eat them.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't.
Yeah, Snowy is smart enough to know you don't eat troll guts. And just,
Why? It's like a snack that never ends.
Wait, when did we start using troll guts as rope?
This has been a while.
you,
Kid harvested troll guts almost immediately after we fought the trolls. Then
That's-
made it Flick's favorite item.
It was the first gift Kid ever gave me, and then I didn't
like it first.
Yeah, and then he's hated me ever since.
all right, boom. On a nat 20, Snowy completely comprehends what you're trying to do, understands it, is 100% down for it. You can strap up Snowy, turn him into a pack mule, essentially.
Sweet.
All right.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna do like a bit of a harness, like around his torso, almost like a 5-point thing, and have it like wrapped around his back, so it's one individual unit. And then I'm gonna have all the straps like going out from those straps that are going around his back and stuff, and go around the barrels so that they're on his back and they're like out of the way of his arms, so he can more or less walk normally as an owlbear walks.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll me. I mean, you can take 20, or
Yeah,
roll
I'll
a
probably
use
do
roll.
that.
Yeah, it's not like you're in any huge rush right away.
No.
At least as far as you guys are aware. There's no need to speed along. You can take all the time you need.
Okay. We must now speed along. Quick now, let's go. Confident.
All right. So in this time where Flick, you're doing that, I'm assuming the rest of this 20 minutes, give or take. What are you doing with the rest of the campsite? Collapsing it and packing up onto horses? Like, you're essentially getting all of your stuff packed up and going, all right, we're going. We were never here.
Do we want to like?
Oh, we were here.
Hide
There's
the
piles of
cart.
corpses lying around. That's like our calling card.
Yeah. What are you doing about all of those piles of skeletons and unicorn corpses and...
Not touching them with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, to be... Why? They aren't going to become any more skeletons.
Yeah, they're just a giant disease pit. Unless we burn them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of out of my ability to do anything about medium-sized corpses. Let alone unicorn corpses.
What do
Standing
you-
there pulling on the horn.
Oh yeah, these are like fully formed horns.
Damn.
Go right ahead.
Good idea.
You may now add 2 unicorn horns to your inventory.
Revise
Other-
having weapons.
What are you doing with all the other bits and pieces? Like, all these skeletons were in full armor. Head to toe armored. They had shields, they had weapons, they had bows. There's the suit of armor, which was animated. That looked super impressive. There's the corpse of the nightmare, which is still kind of on fire because it's perpetually on fire.
So
Can
it's a
I
self-made force is what you're saying.
can I investigate the suit of armor?
Yeah. It's
Alright.
next to the smoldering remains of a burning black horse, but sure.
Uh-huh. I roll search for that, or?
Yeah, search is probably the best thing to roll.
Alright. It's another 20.
Yeah, you look at this suit of armor, you can kind of poke it. This armor is... the metal is pitch black. And you can go... Either someone put a lot of time and effort into making this armor black, or this is magic or something. Like that's an unnatural amount of blackness on this armor.
Do I
Just
get,
saying.
like... When I, like, pick up a piece of it, do I get any, like, feeling from it?
It's very cold.
Okay.
And
All right. And
what's your alignment?
I'm not sure. I
I
think
think it's
general
chaotic
neutral.
neutral. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
You don't
chaotic
get any
neutral.
like serious pangs of anything coming off it. Be like, okay.
What do you think, big guy?
Knowledge Arcana 8. Yeah. Yeah, no. That's
Oh man, let the trained wizard do something about this.
again 3 steps forward. I thought you'd never ask.
I
He was
got
talking
this.
about himself.
Baku's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna wait till, like, hopefully everyone forgot that he knows anything about sorcery and stuff.
All right, so Keldor,
Yeah,
with
what do you
your
do again,
8,
Valko?
you kind of look at this and go like, it's weird, kind of spooky armor. And Kid goes, hey now, let a professional. The spook factor on this is quite high.
A spoopy even.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Very, very clearly, this armor used to be possessed by a ghost, and the ghost left a little bit of itself behind on this. We call this ghost skin.
Wait, you said skin?
Huh?
And I pick
Yes.
up one of the gauntlets and I stick my hand into it.
Okay, you're grabbing a gauntlet and messing around with it?
Yep.
Okay, because as you look closely at this armor, you do see it is made up of multiple different pieces. There are gauntlets, there is a breastplate, there is a helm, and then there's some greaves, like some big armored, not pauldrons, that's shoulders. Greaves is the right one for legs, right? Yeah, so there's a few different areas to it. So, look, you're grabbing one of these gauntlets and like, what's this nonsense? And the first thing you notice is these gauntlets, they have a slight spike built into the knuckle area. So these are spiked gauntlets. They are designed for punching stuff.
Nice.
One thing you find is very similar to your trident, which you had before. When you grab it and put it on, it seems to shrink down to your size because
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ghost skin has accepted you, Flick.
Oh. I like it. It looks good. It matches my outfit, doesn't it? Doesn't it go good? Come on.
Huh?
Somebody back me up here.
No, not right now. I'm in my all black.
All right, time test it.
I don't know about putting all of it on, but test it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
all right. Yeah, come on.
All right.
You know the drill. Let's go.
Ah!
I
Did I
wouldn't
feel
know
anything, Matt?
after
Kid, are you
put it
letting
all on.
Flick?
You don't
You
have to
just-
ask this question, Matt. You don't have to ask this question.
Yep. Okay, so Flick. I mean, we're assuming Kid is just gonna be like, hit me, don't roll to hit, just hit me.
Yeah,
Okay.
just hit and see if it goes through the armor.
Okay, so, Flick. Roll damage for a melee attack. Although, hang on, let me just double check.
My
For a
flat-footed is
small
15.
creature, it's 1d2.
Okay.
So yeah, my flat-footed's 15, so I don't know if it goes through the armor or not. But for the purposes of this, I will allow him to punch me as many times as it takes for me to feel something.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll a 1d4 and do it high or low. It's high, so it's a 2.
Yep, and obviously apply strength and all of that. Now,
Okay,
at
so
first the
it's
punch
a
doesn't feel
0.
that impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1.
It doesn't feel that impressive. Kids, you're going, what was that? Flick,
Alright.
roll 2d6.
And 10.
Yep. So at first, kid, the punches don't feel much, and then all of a sudden there's like a secondary burst through it. And then Flick, roll 1d6.
Ooh, only a one.
Flick, the second, well, the d6, which I just actually roll, that's what you feel after you punch him.
Ah. Ah! Ow! What?
Oh yeah, I
hell
guess
was
that's what
that?
happens when you punch my rock. Ah!
Would Bako seeing this, would that help that knowledge, like that Arcana check that I checked of knowing what this is?
Okay, yeah, Varka, with a knowledge arcana of 20, you look at this and you go, you've heard of these kind of weapons. They are, well, they're vicious. They're the kinds of things, you know, you either have to be some kind of sadist or, you know, you care more about hurting the other person than about staying alive.
Give it to kid.
And yeah, that's what these weapons are. They are vicious weapons. The specific level of potency, like, you know, I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 5, maybe like a 2. So,
I see.
Hmm.
I
I'm
kinda
done with this.
sigh, and I'm like, this armor is very good for you, kid.
this is just the gauntlets. This is not the armor itself.
This entire armor, that whole armor set is really good for him. Like, I'm just gonna be like, oh, you thought you guys knew anything about this magical thing? I know all this magical thing.
Oh, now you open your mouth.
I just needed to know what would happen if you punched him.
Well, now we know, I guess. You okay, kid?
That hurt. I'll give it that. I don't know how much of that was you and how much of that was the gauntlet, but
I don't think much of it was me.
ugh.
Prim has wandered back towards the campfire and like looks to the new guy. This is normal. Just let's top him.
I think you should hold on to that.
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Here's how it goes. If I put arms on myself, the claws become worthless to me. Like, I have to
Good
have all
point.
the claws out and working, otherwise it won't do anything at all. But you sneak up on someone, belt them once, and then...
And they do match my outfits so good. Ah.
They would, yeah. Like the one glove look, really chic.
Alright, I put him in the bag of holding for now, anyway. And let's have a look at this armor.
So, the armor. When you're looking at just the breastplate, as I said, it feels very cold. Like, incredibly so. Like, ooh, chilly. Ooh, burr. And it's... You're definitely getting some vibes off of it. It's
Ghosty vibes?
not so much ghosty, more like...
Post-ghosty?
If I were to wear this, like, because you're looking at it, and there's actually like some very nice detailing and things like that, like on it. It's like, I bet I could look really scary wearing this. I bet I would scare people wearing this.
Eliza!
Yeah, Eliza will come over and she'll be like,
Oh dear.
yes, is that... What is that you're wanting?
Wear this. Angus, you stay over here in case she starts, like, speaking in tongues or something.
What are you doing?
What type of
We're
armor
going
is it? Is it full plate?
It is a breastplate, because this full
okay.
suit was made up of multiple different parts. It was a helm, a breastplate, like gauntlets, and greaves.
Okay.
Don't
gotcha.
kill my wife, please.
This shouldn't kill her.
Okay, so
Famous last
Eliza,
words.
I don't believe you.
Eliza puts on this breastplate. It looks, at first it seems a little bit weird and off, you know, because Eliza's this very sweet, marshmallowy type girl, and it's this pitch black, intimidating breastplate she's put on.
Looking good.
Suddenly she's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Hang on. Archer, someone
I
in the chat
fixed
said
it.
I can't. There we go. Keeping an eye on things. It's what we do here. You think I can't see you, chat? I see you. All right. So, Eliza, she puts this on. She's kind of like, so, is it supposed to like do something? Is it?
I tell Eliza to just stand right there for a second, and I walk up to the armor and I put my ear on the chest piece.
Can you hear the ocean?
Can you hear her heartbeat? I hope this does something because we always know what the second step of finding out what any magic item is for kid.
Punch me.
Oh, he does not know nothing.
Perfect.
Varko, you look at this. You put your ear right up to it, and you like, your hands go on it. And you start feeling it. Inadvertently, you realize your hand is exactly where Eliza's breast would be. The armor wasn't. It's like, hang on.
Excuse you.
I mean,
Stop that.
thankfully, this is not over-the-top fancy armor. It doesn't have like boob cups in it, so it is flat. It's not like he's there fondling. It's like if you were to look from a distance, it would look a bit off. But obviously, there is nothing untoward about this going on.
That's what Prim's doing, is looking in the distance like this. Excuse you.
Did you get anything from that,
Kind
Vaco?
of quickly shifts his eyes. He's like, I'm doing magic things, and I quickly put my hands and everything. Step away.
Vaco, you don't learn magic with your hands.
Oh
They
god.
walk. And I'm going to very swiftly lick the armor.
I knew it. I knew it.
Please tell me you aren't licking where Marco's hand is. 'Cause that would look so
No,
wrong.
Oh.
No, I'm going lower.
Okay.
Much
Both of
better.
you,
Much better.
with both of you really up close and personal, going, what's going on with this armor?
Yeah.
Eliza turns beet red, and she very sternly says, "Excuse me, could you please fucking not?"
Oh,
Make
no,
a will
get
save,
up
both
below!
of you. In fact, let me check the distance. Okay, 16. That makes it. Well, that's solid on it. 16. Ugh. I need to. I can't see if there's like an actual range on this thing. Hang on.
We're both standing right next to it, so.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's anybody else it might affect.
By this time, Keldor would have wandered over to the night.
Prim's still sitting at the fire, but just like eagle eye on these two freaking people fondling their wife.
The kid isn't fondling.
Close
He's
enough.
Technically, I
licking.
I tasted her.
Okay.
Oh,
True, licking is not fondling. I technically.
fondle
Got-
with the tongue is licking.
Okay.
Just throwing it
One
out
second.
there.
I need to see if I can move things to get a book from my
This tastes like
stack.
fear.
This is why you don't keep the webcam on top of a stack of the books you're going to need during the game.
I don't usually need the books during the game. I thought my
Well, now you
little
do.
source would have, because it just says you create an aura, and it's like, okay, but how wide of an aura? How much does it affect? What are the rules?
I don't usually need to check my blind spot, but the card just materialized out of nowhere.
Okay, everybody within 20 feet of Eliza has to make a will.
How far from
Uh-oh.
camp are they?
Did you bring all the armor over to the camp, or are you doing this over?
We would have
I'm
done
pretty
it.
Pretty sure we were
over
doing it in the
5
camp. But no?
Okay, so yeah, literally everybody make a will save.
Oh, okay. Just get up my sheet here. Oh,
Oh boy. I got a 12.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Fergus.
This has a crap will save.
Sputnik
Well,
gets a better will save than Flick does. And rolled a natural 20.
I mean,
Where's-
Angus is just a bog standard fighter. He's not anything special.
And Sputnik is a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a
Oh.
pretend dragon.
Holy is that?
Pretend dragon. Don't let him hear you say that.
Okay, so everybody who rolled above 16, you are
Uh-oh.
shaken. Everybody who rolled below 16, you are panicked.
Ah!
Okay.
Okay, so rolling
That was
16 is
kind of-
in this case, right?
That was kind of hot, but stop.
Basically, like you look down and Kid and Vaco, who had been standing right in front, are now like clutching each other.
Let's take the armor off now.
Flick
come
just
back to it with me.
disappeared.
I hide under the wagon.
Like,
Oh.
Flick's gone.
Several weeks
Honestly,
in the past.
Eliza, that might just have been made for you.
No, please. Oh god.
That
I
Now
don't.
you are the scary librarian.
That was only inserted into the campaign to even out their bedroom time.
This is pretty.
Oh no.
He can talk while having his tongue on the armor.
You know what Eliza needs to survive this BDSM treatment? Armor.
Who said it
So-
was that? Thank you.
She's inside the tent. Suddenly, she screams, and everybody gets scared.
So, yeah, whoever
Prima's dead. It's fine. Just get him.
whoever is
killed them.
currently in charge of Eliza's character sheet, please feel free to add that she now has a +2 fearsome breastplate.
I've got it. The +2 fearsome breastplate, which
Perfect.
honestly sounds like you'd get it from Victoria's Secret. So let's see.
All right. What are
Golden's
the
just like,
greaves all about?
That'll be really nice to keep stuff off of you. Especially if you're always going into the front line.
Do the greaves look of a similar black construction? And are they clothed as well?
Yep. Let me
Yep.
just find.
Sorry, not trying to rush you. I'm just trying to keep us from spending the whole game figuring out what one set of armor is.
Oh
That's how we
yeah.
usually do it. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we'll do it
Alright.
anyway. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yes, we will.
Prim,
We
Prim
absolutely
has
will.
wandered over to Eliza and just like hugs Eliza, just like don't change so much, please. I know it's very scary. Don't do it again, please. Oh my god.
It's like
She also just got a
20% of
really
that,
big
babe.
boost.
Oh god.
Okay. So you're looking at these boots. As you have a look at them, you kind of feel them. They feel strangely lightweight, despite looking big and intimidating and scary and whatnot. They look, just giving them a look, giving them a shake, going like wiggling around. You're like, huh? I would bet you could move a lot faster than it looks like you could in these.
Keldor
I'm
just
already putting them
turns-
on. Oh, I'm putting one on, and Keldor runs up and grabs the other one.
It's like Keldor's like, it's like, go ahead. As he tucks his hands under his arms, it is like,
I'm trying it. I'll let you try them too. Don't worry. I promise. I promise.
I'm not gonna let him try him. And I put him on.
All right.
Same thing as I do with her, and I put my head onto TJ's chest.
So you just put your face near these feet.
Yeah, I'm right near to his chest, not to the feet.
Why?
Okay.
Is this your new kink, Mako? Because if it is, I'm sure we can like accommodate that. But I kind of want to know where we stand right now.
Slowly raises up one finger and puts it to TJ's lips,
Flick.
and I just say,
Oh my god, he's coming out. What's happening? Oh man.
My fanfics are now legal.
Oh.
"Oh,
A year of this.
Anyways,
Good roll. This
Like
was
it's
a
just
good
like
roll."
no.
Just let it happen. Just be like, it's fine.
Mako knows nothing about Arcana, apparently.
All
I
right.
was too distracted.
Apparently!
I don't really know
Been
if I want
staring
to.
at Flick's fine ass all episode, apparently.
I'll make a spellcraft check. I don't really feel like licking anybody's boots.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, finally we get a decent roll.
I'm
All right, kid. With spellcraft, you're looking at these and you're like, these boots. I'm looking at them. I'm trying to figure it out. They look like maybe they'd let you attack more somehow, but maybe you need to moving them to make them work. I don't know.
I start, like,
we need to try this.
running back and forth in them like I'm trying out runners at Walmart.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
All right, so Flick, when you move 10
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah.
you feel like, okay, after moving 10 feet, you feel like, I can make another attack now. Like, these boots got me here fast enough that I could make another attack.
Okay, he's gonna explode if I don't do it, so I sit down, I take him off, and I throw him at Keldor.
Keldor immediately throws them on. And then
Keldo,
finds-
weren't you already wearing some special shoes?
Was I?
Can't have more special shows. That's not fair.
No, I thought he let someone else get those because he had the amulet.
Who got this?
That's it. I'm trying to. I'll have to go back and check, but I think somebody had a pair of shoes and moved.
I might have had them, but I don't. Oh snap! He just got something. 1 second. Can't see it.
Well, now we have to move on.
I think it was a follow. I can't tell. Thank you.
Boy, that means that there's a nat 20 to give to someone.
That's
That's a
subscribe, not
subscribe.
follow.
There's
Yeah.
a difference.
There is a
Sorry.
difference.
This
I
takes
made
a
you
Don't listen to
excited for
What?
no reason. Follow us and possibly subscribe to get that nat
I-
20 that you can give to any single one of us. You can punish
Should-
me for what I just did.
To justify his excitement
Mm-hmm.
posthumously.
Oh, it was Michael Michael Wayne. I'm probably butchering that, but he hosted us for. So thank you for that.
Yes, we better keep going, man.
So,
Awesome.
all right, so Keldor immediately throws those shoes on,
Mm-hmm.
finds the nearest stump, and does a full-on leap attack.
Okay,
Alright.
we have the testing stump. We always have one.
Yeah, that.
It's
It
the
looks
easiest way to track
strangely
this
similar to the last one.
Almost like-
Slightly humanoid-ish, like a face kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like a face.
I remember.
Yeah, it looks as if it has a very similar crack mark on it to the last one you used.
He moved here with us. He followed us.
Alright,
A
so when
fast
making a
stump.
skirmish attack, Keldor, you get to add, like, it's more effective than you're used to. Let me just double check how much more effective. You get a +2 bonus to damage rolls when making a skirmish attack.
So built for him. Oh my goodness, yes.
And in addition, you can activate the Skirmisher Boots to make a single extra melee or ranged attack using your full base attack bonus. You can activate this ability if you have moved at least 10 feet from where you started, and you can use this twice a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Keldor's like super pumped and like, oh my goodness, these things were like built for me. And he
Perfect.
just starts sprinting around. Like completely forgetting that he was packing everything like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. I don't care, I'm having fun!
And
I take
him
a chug-
sprinting is like 100 feet every 6 seconds.
That's insane.
I'm tired just watching him. Let's move on.
It's like a fast car. So
What's it called?
I take a chug from my flask. I didn't say
It's a fast car.
settle down. I take a chug from my flask and I walk over and I pick up the helm and I go thunk.
Alright. I'm just debating, because I need to make a decision between 3 helms right here. What would be cooler? I'm just
Brains
quickly
melt out
reading-
of your ears now, helm, or the brains melt out of your ears a couple hours from now, helm?
No, that's not used to any of you. That's not cool. And that's a bit bland and generic. I need to just check one other one. No. Where are you? Beep, beep,
The
beep,
helm
beep.
of Sorcerer King slaying kind.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That was always my
Shut up,
favorite
TJ.
one, reading about it as a kid. You know, back when 3.5 came out.
No, that's no use to any of you either. All right. So that makes it pretty easy. I can describe this helm to you. This helm, it appears to have two large horns carved, well, crafted into it.
Guys, I'm horny.
I quickly back away from Flint.
Hey, you started this.
So, Flick, you're wearing this, and once again, when you put this on, it shrinks down to your size. But you notice that now it is not connected to the other piece of armor. Like before, it looked very like they were shaped like a ram, and now
Yeah.
they kind of turn into more like stag-like horns. It's like there'd been some kind of magic MacGuffin-y going on to purposely shape them like a ram to look more demonic and edgy. And now it's like,
Okay.
oh, now it looks like you've got like two big stag horns on your head. You're like, cool. Heroes will look at you and goes, I can't remember Heroes' voice for fucking life of me. I don't know how I did it.
Annoying Greek.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to remember how I got there. I started it from like Russian, but then went higher and more out there. Somewhere around, maybe lower for men. Men, here, Heroes. He looks at you and he goes, you look like me now. Yay!
Yay!
Pretty sure Heroes got hit in the head again.
Heroes got possessed by a ghost and nearly died.
This is like the third time he's nearly died.
Yeah, it's almost like he's not super well equipped for the world.
I mean, you should
Almost.
drink every night because every night could be your last. Very realistically. Like, that's what I do anyway, but you should really do that.
It would help us with our kegs that we have at least.
Well, we have kind of solved that problem for the meantime, so we don't need to drain them that quickly. Where else are we going to find liquor in the woods?
Just I like how
Where's
the
Porco?
priority is bring the ale. We need
Of course. It makes amazing
Good lord.
Molotovs should we have to.
that.
When do you ever go on a hike without supplies?
Ale
No,
is the
ale.
most supply.
Okay, so I guess we can go through our standard process of determining exactly how something works. Vaco can try first, and then Kate can try it second, and then if that doesn't work, we'll just hit it against the first thing we find to see if it works.
Hilder's gonna start poking the ashes of the hell horse.
Okay.
Red ashes,
For anything useful.
some horse bones.
At 10.
It depends on what you think is useful. I mean, like, its mane and the area around its hooves, like you can see the fur, but it still looks like it's on fire. If you think that is of use to someone who fiddles around with the magically type things, maybe.
Again, 3. You use this, and I'm holding it on the end of my glaive, like, draped over it, just the mane.
Yeah. Again, you'll go. Yeah, I could probably. You know, if you get some of the ash and some embers, I could probably use that either to make fire-related things. Either give you like fire enchantments on a sword, or make your armor or whatever resist fire. Something like that maybe.
Alright, I grab
What
his
about-
kettle that he's been using for food and dump it in there. Because what else are we gonna stick it in? We don't have much metal to keep fire in.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is this just gonna keep burning? Like,
Yeesh. That's what it does.
okay, well, couldn't we make like a bunch of ever-burning torches out of this?
You could do that too, yeah.
Could you do that for us?
I can.
Sweet.
Ooh,
You're the best,
ooh.
Get3.
Hildor's like, I have an idea. And then he turns in and is like, can you make arrows out of these?
Ooh.
Yeah. whatever you can think of, really. If it is either on fire or designed to not get hurt by fire, I can probably use this for it. Yeah.
You make a quiver that makes fire arrows?
When you say that, Sanzalar, like, his little ear twitching goes, that'd be pretty cool, actually. I can kind of do. My aim is to be able to do that eventually. Yeah, cool. Whatever. Yeah. He looks awkward and feels like he shouldn't have spoken up at that moment.
Well,
Multiple
is,
quivers! Because I like pull out one of my war darts and I'm like, because if I could get this thing to burn and set things on fire, that'd be cool. Because I do have a quiver of war darts. Except for to poke giants in the face.
Yeah. So, well, Genfrey can't sit there and crack on with it right now, but the next time you have, like, a prolonged period of resting, Genfrey will make some stuff out of that. So, going back to the stuff you were figuring out, you were trying to figure out what the helm does. It's quite an impressive looking helm, and it's just got these cool horns on it. Who's trying to figure out what it does?
Standard procedure.
Well-
Bucko tries first.
I'm still wearing it. So
Yeah.
Yep. That's
But-
essential to this process.
Charge into that stump over there.
You see
Eh.
Kid coming towards you with his mouth like slightly
Oh,
agape.
hang on.
You may-
Oh, God! I run for the
I just
stump.
realized I missed something out when looking at the description of this. Flick, when you put this helm on, the antlers extend down from it and they join to your skull.
Oh,
Ah.
I might have reacted differently to that.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that when I was looking at the description.
Okay, so
Like, you can take it off, but it's like when you put it on, the horns go down and connect to your skull. So you
What the
have
fuck? What the fuck?
horns.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Can I take it off?
Like through his
Yeah,
skin
it
and
comes
stuff?
off. Yeah, it just merges.
Oh.
And you're fine after pulling it off?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
I put it back on. Does the same thing.
Yup.
No
What I'm
bones,
expecting
no
at this
bones, no
time?
bones, that's too much.
Weird. And it just unjoins. What is it, like a giant limpet on my skull or something? Like,
I think
it-
it's probably slightly more akin to like a Lego. You know, they just put
Clicking
it on and it
on.
like joins. It just joins to you, like a clunk.
okay, but
Clank.
it doesn't
If I
feel like
read
they're
the
like
actual
drilling
description.
in my
It says
skull and everything.
when you place a horned helm on your head, the antlers join solidly with your skull.
It sounds painful.
It does sound like some Wolverine shit. That's what I was wondering, if this is like an incredibly painful process or if it just feels weird.
I don't know if I want this.
I mean, I'd say it's weird more than anything.
Okay. This I don't know. Anybody else? Anybody want to try it? Because this is
don't
Kildra's
know.
like,
Intense.
what's wrong
Nope.
with it? And then sticks it on his head. And then goes, "Wah!" and throws it off.
Yeah, you get it now?
That is
Yeah.
terrifying!
Right?
Ugh.
The heroes kind of looks at you all and goes, I find it little offensive that you think it's big problem to have horns. They're actually kind of cool.
I don't disagree with you, but when you
Ram the
don't
horn
have
into a tree.
horns and they suddenly attach to your skull, that's slightly terrifying.
Angus. Angus, you want to do something cool?
Hey, sure, why not?
Here, Angus, put this on.
Clunk.
Alright. Angus puts it on, he gets horns, and he goes, that feels really weird, if I'm completely honest.
Are you okay with having them?
He kind of looks at them, and he looks over at Heroes, who's showing off how cool horns are. He's just headbutting a tree. He goes, I think I could make use of it, aye.
Okay,
Ram
Angus
the
gets the
stump.
helmet then. Ram the stump.
Primrose wanders over, like, it would hide your identity, so that's a good thing.
That is a good idea. No one would expect a horny man would be Angus McFive.
Don't
No.
say his name. Come on.
Really? Yeah, Sansalot looks at him and goes, wait. 5. McFive.
Andrew McMuffin, okay.
You just said that.
Yes, we have the prince. Sorry for lying to you.
But now he's the prince of the forest. You can tell by his antlers.
Oh my god.
And Kildor's like, we should have
Isn't
told
this-
you straight, but he's actually a good guy. He's been helping us out for a while.
He also
this
has
the
a
guy
hammer
that
that would
hates-
absolutely fuck up anybody who doesn't want to listen to him on that, and that came out worse than I thought it would.
I need you to. Prim puts their hand on top of Kid's head, like, I need you to be quiet. For,
My
like,
dad's
a
also
minute.
super bigger than yours, and he'll kick your dad's ass, but that's not what I meant to say because I don't want him to fight your dad. I just know that he could beat his ass. That's all I'm saying, is he'd kick his ass into the curb.
Yeah,
outranked him
Sansalot
right now,
kind
if
of
that
looks at you
helps.
all and like, I mean, whatever. It's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but cool.
Look.
Whatever.
And
some
Kildor's
time.
gonna go straight up diplomacy and be like, look, his dad was a complete jerk, and he agrees with us on that. He's a bit different.
I mean, yeah, not really in a position to, like, be like, ugh, gosh, gross. I don't want to work with you people. Ugh. 'Cause
But in the
I mean-
meantime,
you are
I-
literally the only people who I've spoken to in I don't even know how long. Like,
just
Okay, now you don't have a choice. Sorry about that.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
like I said, it's cool.
let's probably get moving to what's his face before another ghost party shows up, because who knows if they were the only ones. Should
Right.
probably move.
I'm gonna quickly search the other corpses as everybody else is leaving for other magic items or anything else of use
well,
that everybody else
there
can take
is
off.
still the big, scary-looking sword the suit of armor had. And if you look over to where the ghost exploded, you can still see the ghostly remains of a sword.
Okay, we'll pick them up and we'll test them out on some trees as we go.
Keldor just, he'll grab this giant sword and strap it onto Snowy. Doesn't
Mhm.
want to deal with it right at the moment.
Time for
And
later.
right before we leave, I will take the cart, throw all the bodies on it, and set it ablaze.
You're setting the cart on fire?
I'm not gonna come back for it.
Oh, okay.
Are we all
We're-
going to have a moment of silence for the wagon?
No.
Flick
No.
is sitting on Snowy's shoulders, facing backwards as everybody else is walking away, and he's sitting there cross-legged, and there's just a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Goodbye, Brown Racer.
And I would say that's an excellent note to go to break on.
We didn't vote on that name. We didn't vote on that name.
We
No, we didn't.
I don't think we
Didn't
can
have it
come
until
back.
it died.
Um,
Seemed like an
Okay.
appropriate time.
so, everybody press F in the chat to pay respects. We're going to go for a quick break. See
F.
you real soon.
There's like 4 different chats to type F into.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the party. Same stuff as always. Hey, follow Welcome to the Party on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. You're on Twitch, twitch.tv/Welcome Party RPG. Subscribe over on YouTube, youtube.com/Welcome to the Party, and join the Discord server in the link down below. If you are watching this and you want to spice things up or make interesting things occur, you can donate bits, 500 bits. A small change happens, natural 20, maximum damage, instant recovery of spell slots, etc., etc. For 1,000 bits, big changes, like whatever you can think of. I'm looking at the chat, suggest it. I'll be like, that sounds awesome. Let's do it.
Like, now Vako's a woman again.
When was Varko a woman?
Oh, you guys, you didn't have that dream? No? Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Alrighty, so that's all of that. That's all. Yeah. So.
And then some.
You begin your trek into the forest. I'm assuming you are letting Sanzala lead.
Yes.
Yeah. So, he said he is going to take you to this cave. If you want to travel as the crow flies, straight line, that's 15 miles through the forest. So that's going to take you a good 5 to 6 hours, depending on how quickly you can move.
Hot damn. Well, I have been using my magical trident as a magical walking stick this entire time. And I've been in second position unless anybody else wants to argue with me, and I'm following behind this guy and discreetly checking to make sure that he isn't leading us over a pit trap that he's gonna like walk around the edge of and then drop us all into somehow or something.
Okay.
I've been watching too many Acme cartoons.
Yeah, Sanzala looks over his shoulder at you and goes like, What are you doing?
I want to remember which way we went.
Good survival techniques.
Yeah,
Cool.
right? I thought that was a good idea.
Good thinking. I dig it. I like you, little man.
Eldor will be behind the group, erasing any trace that we've gone. Because that's a thing I can do.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Flick leaves behind the breadcrumbs and then kill the reeds all.
Well, what Sanzala does, he notices that you're doing all of this, and he goes, "See, yeah, you know, this. Well, I don't know if you can do it, but what I like to do is this." And he just, as you're walking past a tree, he reaches out and puts his hand on it, and it glows like a small arcane mark forms on it, in a similar style to, you know, all the draconic tattoos that he has and Varko has. It glows for a moment and then it fades. He goes like, "Yeah, I made it so only I can see it, but that's there." So, yeah.
Then how can we see the ones out by the edge of the forest?
Clearly, Keldor, you made it to where we can see it.
Yeah, I leave those ones open for, yeah.
To keep people out.
No, they're there in case anyone else is touched by the mother can, you know,
Ah,
this the whole thing going on.
it's a message board.
Yeah, pretty much.
I see.
Yeah.
Almost like a forum for your opinions to be aired to those around you.
Yeah.
They're sort of connected in almost a web-like structure. The way they're just, you know, through the forest like that. It's a really innovative thing you've come up with.
What I was really hoping is that if anybody else could do this, they would like leave little marks to say that they read it.
Maybe you liked it.
Kid is going to look at the mark. And he's going to do the most 16-year-old thing he ever did. He's going to cast his own arcane mark. It's a dick butt. Directly underneath it.
Wow, even I can read that.
Out of
No, it's
curiosity,
visible to everybody.
does the sigil of Dickbutt, like, because this is the moment for you to decide something canonically in lore, does that
No,
mean
no.
anything in Draconic?
Let's review exactly what we know magic looks like in Draconic. This is going way back to the very beginning, about a year ago now. We decided the symbol of magic looked like a guy who was attempting to suck himself off. So the symbol of Bigfoot not only means something in terms of magic, but it also basically means cool magic. The eyes mean I see the cool magic that you've done. As it's come full circle.
Uh-huh.
So, while we're walking through the forest,
Yeah.
Prim is just kind of in their own head. Does anyone have any parchment?
I do, but it's covered in pictures.
Genfrey like looks at his oversized backpack and goes, yeah, we've got lots. What do you need?
Could I have some parchment to use later?
Yeah, sure. He reaches in and goes like, do you want it as a book or a scroll? And I've got it with lines or little squares. But I've got lots of it.
Do you have blank parchment?
Yeah. Do you want it in a book or just like a single sheet?
Don't forget the Cheetos.
A book is fine, I get.
And what color binding do you want on it? Because I've got lots of different ones. I've got red leather, I've got black leather, I've got brown leather, I've got fortified card, you know, for a nice solid. I've got some that I've got a nice solid like wooden feature to them. So yeah, I think I might call them hardback because they're hard.
Is that what you spent all that time putting in my bag of holding?
No, these are all in my bag.
Oh wow, that's even dumber. Come on, man.
I like books and paper.
We like books
things
too.
with writing in it.
Alright.
Whichever one you're not using.
Oh, I'm not using any of them really.
Oh, well.
Just carry them for fun.
I'm walking.
Books were my. Before I met you lot, books are my only friends.
Oh.
There's like a collective like groan from the group, like oh.
It's more like
Eliza
a collective
turns
silence,
and just gives like a gives Genfrey a solid look and goes, "Scene."
See, the librarian likes you.
We
Well,
like
just like-
Gen 3. Be nice.
All right, I'll be nice. Gen 3, if you're into polygamy, I technically have the authority to marry you to Eliza.
No.
That's totally what she meant.
Oh.
Totally what she was going for.
Whilst that is a flattering concept,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
To you.
Just surprise me. Whichever one you want to give me is.
Okay. And he pulls out one. It's got a dark green coloring to the leather, and it's got a floral embroidery on it. It's
lovely.
beautiful. It looks like someone painstakingly spent a lot of time carving, well, not carving, like embroidering and then engraving, you know, using their hands and really simplistic, intricate tools to make out this really beautiful floral pattern going down the spine and onto the front.
Did you make this?
Yeah.
It's really good. I like this. Thank you. What do you require any kind of compensation?
No, your friendship's compensation enough.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you stick around for a long time and nothing bad ever happens to you.
Primrose pauses
Oh.
and then pats his shoulder and then walks back towards Eliza.
As you walk away, he very quietly goes, "That wasn't an answer."
So, Primrose, do you need somebody to walk in front of you so you can ride on their back?
What?
I guess it'd be more like the top of my head, wouldn't it?
No, I'm fine. This is. Keep walking. It's fine.
God, this is the first time in a long time we've walked. In fact, it's the
My
first
legs are
time we've
so
walked.
tired.
This is what we get for having a cart all this time. We just let the horses do it.
How do you guys do this?
But we haven't. The horses have done it.
Keldor's
Yeah, I
like
know.
walking circles around you. It's like, no, it's not that hard.
Last time you said it would get easier, Keldor.
Well, he's
And
been walking since the very beginning.
On all the wagon rides we've taken, the walking has never gotten easier.
Because you keep taking wagon rides in between.
Yeah, you didn't say that part.
It's like it's
Oh, did
easy
I not?
when you. What?
Huh?
It's easy to walk when you spend most of your life traveling. So get to it. Walk.
Glad my bag isn't so heavy anymore, at least.
Prim puts the book away for later.
Alrighty. Sansalar leads you through, there's trees, there's all this nonsense. As you get, you know what, this is roleplay time if you want to discuss and talk and things like that. Anyone have anyone in particular they want to talk to, share their feelings with, make plans for and about, or is it just, now let's keep chugging along?
I think at this point, Keldor would be taking Heros and going like here. This is what I'm doing, and here's why I'm doing.
Yeah,
Brian make it
Heroes
so that
is
he's not always dying.
Heroes is learning. He gets the gist of it. So yeah, that is happening.
After like 2 hours of walking, Flick gets visibly tired and starts lagging behind in the group. And when he gets next to Primrose, he just kind of wanders over and like tries to lean against her leg while he's walking. He's walking beside her.
Can Primrose pick up Kid like a child?
Who? Oh, you are touching me.
What?
Not kid. Flick. Assuming you meant Flick, right?
Oh, sorry. I tried. Yep. Can Primrose pick up like a child?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he was going for, I think.
Yeah.
Flick, do you just your hands up and go, Flick wants upsies?
No, I start getting tired as I'm walking, and then when I lag behind in the group and I get next to her, I just start leaning on her leg while walking. And he doesn't even put his arms up. He just is like,
Primrose is like, oh, fine, I suppose.
Okay, so Primrose, you are carrying Flick.
I am.
Does anybody else have any scenes I would like to look at, think about doing, etc., etc., etc.?
Fuck nature, honestly.
I just can't stop staring at the Nibbles gif that you put in the chat.
Why? God damn it, Cody.
Alright, anyway. Let's keep ourselves going. I'm keeping my eye out for caves, because that's apparently where dwarves like to hang out. So...
Prim seems lost in their own thoughts. Just...
I'm letting everyone get lost in this gif.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
like, what is this?
It's a game
very
that
obvious
was
in a minute.
on computers when we were like, what, grade 2, grade 3?
No,
Yeah.
I remember Snake. I remember the heck out of that. Everyone used to play it on the Nokia 3210s.
Yeah,
Fuck you, kid.
but they never used to do this.
Anyway, moving on from fucking snake flight over here.
Alright, so,
Good lord.
after about, 3 hours, 4 hours or so, you start to notice there's a very sheer cliff face. Like so much of it juts out above the tree line, and like there's a little bit of a clearing around it. And if you look very carefully, well, if you look, you go like, I'm confused. Why is there a cliff face in the middle of the forest? That's weird. But since there's a clearing, there's no trees around, you can look directly up, and right at the very, very top of it, you can make out a very tall tree. And this tree, unlike every other tree in the forest, because you're pretty much at midwinter at this point. If the tree isn't an evergreen, it's dead. It is bare. The only color the trees are showing is green, or nothing at all. This tree, its leaves seem to be like a golden yellow, as it looms high above everything on this very sheerly high cliff face.
Oh, Prim is mesmerized by that. That's beautiful.
Elder's gonna Sir Edgelord and be like,
I don't know.
not that Edgelord, the other Edgelord.
How bad is it that like half the party thought he was talking to us? I perked up, kid perked up. This guy.
Yeah,
the edgiest of
Sansalar.
edgelords.
Sansalar looks at you, Keldor, and looks at you. Oh, that's you know. Do you speak Elven? Because it's a lot easier to say the name in Elven. There's not really a direct translation.
I can speak it and then try to say it out loud if that helps.
Nope,
I've been told I'm
it is one of the few languages I do not know.
Alright, so Sansalar switched to... He speaks in Elven. And Kid, when he... like anyone who understands Elven, there is such a clear, distinct difference in his voice. You know, he's got this... I'm trying so hard to be cool, you know, like whatever. Then when he goes to Elven, it's very...
Oh,
hello! No,
Actually, Elven's like unbelievably country.
yeah. No, it's really soft and lyrical and
Just
Oh.
say it!
dances in the ear.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I ruined it
And-
forever, Matt.
And so the Elven name, as a basic translation, is the tree. Well, it basically translates as like the golden tree that turns the year.
All right.
Hmm.
I think I got a pretty good idea about that. So this tree's made of gold, but only once a year.
So we should get up there quickly? What? I heard gold.
Sansalar looks at your bastardization of a translation. Goes, that is nothing to do with anything.
Did Flick fall asleep in Prim's arm? What the heck?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Oh no.
Have you honestly never heard of the phrasing? You know, the turning of the year.
Would
Yeah.
Prim have? I'm wondering about that.
That would be a religion check.
Okay.
I mean,
Get
honestly, this is
that
about the third
straight.
time I've experienced seasons.
Yeah.
I
Allie's-
can't do religion checks.
Alleys are awful all times of the year, so seasons didn't have a lot of meaning for me.
With an 8, it's not ringing any bells.
Prim's too distracted with babysitting right now.
You know, I suppose now's as any good as any time as any. Do you want me to like explain like a big part of who I am, my personality? Is
While
it
we're
my spiritual
walking.
beliefs
Nah,
and whatnot?
we'll talk about it later. Just kidding.
I mean, dude, you're honestly not that hard to figure out.
mean-
Keldor's like,
We all.
I am
went to high
curious
school.
about it. Is there anything underneath it?
Underneath the tree, well, the tree itself, like you see this. There's this very sheer cliff face. You can't see where the top of the cliff face reaches. It looks further in from the. It's not like ooh, it's hanging off the edge of a cliff. Like you can see the cliff, and it looks as if it's on some kind of plateau quite far in.
And it's massive.
Oh yeah, this tree is immensely tall. So much so it seems it looks as if it could almost go up to the clouds.
Eldor's like,
I mean, that could be a matter of perspective because you're on the
is-
floor looking up.
Is there a way to get there easily?
I mean, yeah. Well, no. Define easy. I mean,
Not
there's-
climbing up a sheer cliff.
Oh yeah. You don't need to climb up a cliff at all. You just have to pass through, the Valley of Gales. So,
Yeah, we
The what- the
can't
what?
handle walls very well, so don't do that.
Yeah.
Why do I have a feeling that we're not just gonna walk through the Valley of Gales?
It's
Probably
called the
not.
Valley of Gales.
Yeah. As far as I know, no one's ever actually. I mean, people have tried, but those people are dumb. They're usually dead.
Oh,
we
that's
go?
right then.
Keldor has a very sneaking suspicion that it's like, great. With our luck, we'll need to go there.
Can we
Probably.
fly up there?
Gales. That. You know what a gale is, right?
Yeah, but I
Super.
mean, like, you fly high enough.
Like a super strong wind. Like, chances are, if you can't walk through it, why do you think you can fly through it? Like,
Okay, I've got a plan. Although it depends entirely on me knowing whatever I can know about you. So my guess... Are you good at fighting very specific creatures?
yeah.
Okay. Can you cast spells that don't require you to think? You can do it on belief alone.
Got a feel.
Can you talk to animals?
A little bit.
Do dire badgers live in this woods?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, don't put me down! Don't put me down!
I'm not putting you down.
Okay.
Primrose,
Good.
if you want a
Excellent.
break, you can stick him on Snowy.
I'm okay. He's kind of cute. This is fun.
Okay.
He's a good grandson.
Next best plan? If this doesn't work, what we need to do is we dig underneath the Valley of Gales.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Can we not go to the Valley of Gales today?
Hey, Primrose, aren't you looking for like some secret garden or something? Where do you
Oh,
think
let's go to
that
the-
garden is?
Let's go to the Valley of Gales, guys.
I mean, we
So
could-
is...
how important is it? Like, do you want to do that now, or do you want to go find the
Let's go find Dwarf Dude first.
Yeah, Rutherford is waiting for us.
I'm on a slight time crunch, but they can wait, I'm sure, probably. We'll see.
All right.
Only as
Cool.
long as we take to go see the dwarf.
Yeah, let's go check him out.
Yeah.
Maybe he
So-
can dwarf his way through the Valley of Gales for us.
I mean, maybe. I don't know what he can do.
I don't know how hard he can dwarf.
We won't know unless we try.
So, for real, the people who... Is it literally just my village that uses the phrase returning? Like, is that not a thing? I'm still really confused by that.
It sounds
Turning
like
of
a
the
year.
year. Question: was there a celebration in Starfell about that? Because we did have a druid.
The druid there would have shown acknowledgement towards it. You're vague. I mean,
Because I have a feeling the Duke would use any excuse to throw a celebration.
oh yeah, definitely. Like, I suppose you would have come across it in the same way that, a non-Christian person kind of knows what Christmas is. Like, you know, but basically, oh yeah, that's like, winter to summer, etc. It's very simplistic, isn't it? Really. So you'd have a basic concept, but it is the marking of the turn in the year.
It's like the New Year's festival that drew
I mean,
thingy.
yes, that's one way to look at it. But it's more. Do you not know like the stories behind it, like what it is, why it happens?
I've heard like 4 different stories of why it happens. One has to do with the triad people. I forget that one. But then there's like the sun being eaten. And then there's one where the sun gets reborn. I don't remember the last one.
We can eat the sun?
No, it was a giant wolf thing.
Yeah.
And I
That
think there's
sounds
another
weird.
one that chases the moon.
Maybe. I don't know. That's not my thing.
In the city, the turning of the year was when all the rich people got their money from the taxes that they took from the poor people. So it was when they had all the best stuff.
Taxes sound dumb.
They're
Yeah.
very dumb.
Kinda.
Slightly. Gildor says. Otherwise,
You're
like,
from a very small village. It's different.
Otherwise,
You're
what?
also in
You might
Paris.
end up living in an alley with no house and no food and no education.
well, we actually use the taxes to make sure everyone has it.
Well, then maybe you're using taxes right. How did we get talking about taxes?
This always is what happens.
You were the one who brought it up.
I refuse to admit that. It doesn't sound like a thing I would do. Now, onward to the tree made of gold.
It's not made of gold, and we're seeing the dwarf guy first.
You told me it was made of gold.
I thought that's what it meant.
No.
I
So-
feel lied to and betrayed.
There
Prim
might be
starts
stuff
putting Flick's
near
head.
it that's
So-
worth its weight in gold.
Well, then onward to near gold.
Prim starts petting Flick's head like, calm down, grandson.
They told me there was gold. Now there's no gold, and they expect me to be fine with it, and it's not. It's
Could be gold. What else do dwarves do?
ale.
What?
All right,
What?
onward to ale.
All right. I have diffused the situation.
Dwarves sing songs in my experience.
They're also very good dentists.
Let's find the
What
dwarves.
is it?
So, I'm sorry to say, I might have forgotten your name.
It's
Sansalar.
Flick. We go over this every week.
Not
No,
you,
it's-
Flick.
No, Sansalar.
Yeah.
Does the dwarf live near here?
I mean, yeah. You can go over the river, maybe like another couple miles. It's a cave.
All right, over the river, through the woods to the dwarf's cave we go. Let's go.
Yeah,
And you should tell
cool.
me about that story on the way. I say
Yeah.
as I'm like walking back to keep covering our tracks.
I'm
So,
going to be talking to Angus about this. I'm like, okay, so this guy doesn't want to come quietly. You hold him down, and I'll go for his legs.
Angus is just like holding his horns and goes, I think I could probably like encourage him. You know, if he's into all of this nature stuff, what if I like pretended I was like some vengeful nature god?
We need to get a skull for this. Let's find. You want a skull on your face?
Kildor's like, or we could just talk to him as he's continuing walking.
We'll keep this in reserve.
Fine.
I mean, can we keep the? I mean, maybe not even for Relifor, but just in general. I've got fucking horns. Why does nobody acknowledge how cool that is?
I mean,
'Cause it
honestly,
felt
it's all
weird.
clear to the rest of us. If
And
you're
we're-
having some sort of awakening over having horns, I guess that's okay.
It's okay, we all have our kinks, let's move on.
I really hope it doesn't awaken something in me where I want to like dress up like an animal. Not that there's anything wrong with that, like if
Oh,
that's what
God.
you're into, but
I mean, Flick does it all the time.
Which animal, if you were to choose? I'm just curious.
well, I don't know. I mean, I've got these are like stag horns, so like maybe I'm like a stag, you know, virile and masculine and
Slowly writes into a notebook that if I ever learn polymorph, this will be the first thing that will happen.
Prim has walked up beside Keldor, and with Flick, of course. And do you think he's overcompensating for some things I kind of do? It's really funny.
You know, Angus, maybe the next step is to start becoming a druid.
I mean, what?
We've come full circle.
Possibly. I mean, quite frankly, when we win all this, I don't know what I want to do with my life. So perhaps some kind of dedication to spirituality or study, because I don't know about you, but I'm learning a lot. I mean, obviously I've got all that crap about the triad, which I never really identified with. You know, these three powerful entities that are just kind of there, and you know, you're supposed to feel them. And, like, I don't know.
I'm just
being
like
brought up around
glancing
it,
at
and-
Eliza as he's saying this. Like,
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
Like,
make it awesome day. We'll
Wait.
call it Be Horny Day.
Don't call it that.
Keldor trips almost and is like, just gonna ignore that and keep walking.
Don't
mean-
call it that.
Obviously, I don't have an inherent issue with anybody worshipping the triad. You know, if you feel something from it and you get something out of it, you know, that fulfills you, that's wonderful, that's fantastic. I just don't ever think I ever really did. It's just never really. I mean, obviously, I did all the churches stuff. You know, went and drank the blood of, you know.
You drank blood? Damn, you're more metal than I thought.
No, it's not
Just
real
enough.
blood.
You didn't tell us it was a
it's
vampire cult.
I mean, honestly,
a-
that's what I'm thinking. It
It's a
honestly makes
meta.
a lot of sense now looking at you.
No, come on, it's a
Wait, is she
metaphor.
undead? Check her.
Hey,
I've
no.
had my suspicions since the very beginning. I'm going to be
Oh
very
my
honest.
god.
She's always been pale.
She always has been pale, and we've only ever seen her heal other people, never herself.
Primrose,
Yes.
have you been keeping a secret for her?
Yes.
Don't
Eliza.
worry. We're not gonna
Eliza
do
does
Keldor's
try,
anything.
just
man,
like,
and she goes,
quick thing, I did actually use my the healing staff on her, and if she was undead, that would have.
Shut up, Keldor.
Fast healing isn't the same.
no, Eliza does chime in and go, I have healed myself during all of this, you know.
I
I've
don't
healed her
know.
too. I've healed her too. When she was dying. Leave it at that and move on, please.
Maybe.
I don't think we're done here.
Maybe.
Look,
All of
Sabrina
this
has
is
good
like
in that
happening
armor.
while Flick is like being held by Primrose.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
got a very suspicious stroking a beard he doesn't have face on.
Yeah, Flick is being held like a child, like a mom
Like-
hold a child on her hip, that kind of thing. Like,
It's just like,
Then eventually, like after that comment, you start holding him more like a cat.
yeah.
just like, really?
Hold on, where's Virgo? Virgo, come here. We gotta do some demonstrations.
No
Oh.
cats were harmed in the making of this episode.
I don't know. Virgo might disagree with you. There we go. So he's being held more like this.
No,
I don't think she's strong enough to hold it like that.
I'm not. It's still the hip thing.
Okay, so, yeah. I don't even know anymore, fuck.
My wife is not undead.
Yeah,
Go.
You know.
that's what we have established. Angus explains, no, it's like a metaphor. It's like you drink some wine, it's meant to represent the blood of... Oh, bollocks, I've forgotten the warriors.
See, this is why I don't like religion.
Yeah, basically he points out the triad, like every sermon, there's a very ceremonial thing. You know, you eat a slice of the apple, you read from the tome of knowledge, and you partake in the blood of your enemies for strength. It's, you know, it's very... Ooh. And they've dressed it up enough that it doesn't look and sound very pagan and occult, but it super is.
Sounds awesome.
Oh man,
Um,
so we have to drink blood, we have to read a book, and we have to fuck kids?
And
I'm
your
out.
people weren't. Oh,
Wait,
what?
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 I
I'm
put Flick
suddenly
down.
very uncomfortable around you, Angus.
I said I'm out. I'm...
Where did you get, like... What?
That's what religion is, isn't it?
I'm gonna. Prim puts look down and walks ahead.
Okay, please tell me that we're around this because we need Rutherford or
That's-
whatever his name to straighten this out for us.
Well, that's what they always told me back in town, was to stay away from the church because they want the kids. They're trying to catch the kids. It's like
No.
the places where the rats don't go because they know that the people have dogs. It's like the same thing.
Oh my god. No, stop. Just stop. Just no.
You guys did not grow up in the streets. Jeez.
Yeah, everyone's like, what the fuck?
The problem is, I never stopped looking like a kid, so I never had to stop worrying about those places.
Oh god. Eliza, I apologize for my grandchild's behavior.
Eliza's just like confused.
Slightly disturbed.
Yeah, it's like
Lightly.
the church looks after children. I used to run an orphanage.
There's a lot of churches,
Oh.
Eliza.
We need Eliza backstory now. Dad. Anyway.
I was a caregiver once.
Okay, so after Angus does the basic, oh yeah, so that's a very standard thing. You know, it's all pomp and circumstance that never really worked for me. Sansalon will chime in and explain what he means by the turning, and
It only
Yeah,
took
go
us 20 minutes to get here.
yeah.
To be fair,
only.
we assessed every possible alternative first.
Yeah. Okay, let me get in Sansalon voice. So, basically, you know how, it's super common knowledge that the world is basically controlled by two kings, right? You know, you've got the Mighty Oak King and the Dark Holly King, and these are just like known things, right?
Totally
guess.
not, but continue on.
Yeah, right.
I'm the king of the Frost Giants, so that sounds a little bit more impressive, not gonna lie.
You really think that's more impressive than
Shush.
the
Continue
Holly
your
and the
story.
Oak? Alright.
It's not. I like this. Let's go. God. Keep saying things.
So, basically, these are the, to put it in a way that maybe you'd understand, they're basically like the personification. Well, they're not personifications. They're real. They're real things. In fact, they're so disturbingly powerful and potent, they could probably, when one of them eventually kills the other forever. I mean, they kill each other a lot, literally every year.
Yeah.
But when one dies forever, like the world is basically going to end. Like that's a thing. So the turning.
Going on in the woodlands.
Well, the turning is when one king dies and gives up his crown, and the other takes over. And it's a really important deal. You know, there's like a whole bunch of things. There's like, I don't know, I think it's 9 or maybe 11, like different sabbats and ceremonies leading up to it. Yeah, it depends on how seriously you take it. It's a whole thing. And they all represent different things. You know, there's Lunasada, which is that's when that's for the Corn King. He's a different king. He's mainly a metaphorical king. He's not really a thing. It's a whole. We have lots of kings and queens and sorceresses, and there's lots of stuff out there. I mean,
Sure, I mean, we could always hear about the Brussels sprouts king later or so.
I feel like you're mocking my faith.
I feel like you just said that there's something called the Corn King.
We have a whole song for him.
Oh my god.
Well, we talk about his life and death. It's a really awesome ceremony. It takes place just after the peak of midsummer, where we harvest. We sing about the death of the Corn King, and there's a whole big metaphor about how the wheat and the corn itself is the living representation of a great and powerful spiritual entity that we cannot comprehend. It's
I
actually
feel that-
super serial.
I feel like we're gonna be no corn on the cob, honestly.
But
Like
anyhow,
perfect, you have to eat it with your hands.
yeah. So, yeah, the whole deal with the oak and the holly. Yeah, they get depicted in all kinds of different ways. One thing they're almost always depicted as, whenever one wins, when the season changes, there's like a whole deal where you guys know what a devil is, right?
Heard of them?
As
Don't know what they
Opposed
are.
to an angel?
Sure. I guess that's what you people would call them. Big, scary, make you crap yourself. Usually depicted with big, scary horns.
Mhm.
Like
Sometimes
heroes.
got like animal feet, usually like a goat or something.
Like heroes.
Kind of, yeah, but scarier, godlike.
Heroes, you gonna let him talk to you about that? Like, seriously?
Take that from him?
Heroes is busy like darting in between trees. He's trying to master being a scout. He is paying zero attention to what is going on.
Alright, he's got his own thing going on.
Well,
And then Keldor like sneaks up behind him and goes whack, and it's like supposed to be paying attention, not just sneaking.
Moo.
So,
No, disgruntled moo.
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 So, yeah.
Disgruntled moo competition.
Those things you call devils, or at least the common perception of them, usually evil, scary, horned. Scary. Yeah, that's like my god. But well, one of my gods, kind of. Except
I got a bunch. They're all kind of awful.
the only reason you people demonized my religion is mainly because you're assholes. I mean, no offense, but our religion existed first, and then your whole triad thing came along. Ooh, don't trust them. They run around in the woods naked. They must be evil. They're actually a pretty cool bunch of people. Well, we were until everyone got burnt alive.
That'll put a damper on the party.
I
Certainly
mean,
would.
yeah, usually.
Primrose raises their hand for a question.
Yeah.
Just curious now. I haven't studied much into it, but does Elona play any part of this?
Alone is just a made-up word. Like it's a stupid thing that He brings up his fingers and goes, "Civilized people used to, try and come on. They depict Alona as some pretty woman who hangs out with unicorns, instead of being the actual terrifying, fearsome force of nature that the horned god is. So,
But that's who I follow.
I mean,
Nice
yeah,
to
that's
hear.
fine. Like, it's cool if you get something out of that. If that's how you perceive it. I mean, that's cool. You're not wrong. It's just not the true name.
Okay, whatever.
Like,
Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with how you perceive it. It's just like the friendly version, the one that doesn't keep you up at night and shake you to your very core. So,
I don't got enough time to be shaken to my core. Let's just move on.
I mean,
She's got somebody to do that for her.
I do. It's anyway. But
so, I mean, yeah, like there is that aspect. There's a lot of Alona. He always does these really pretentious finger quote whenever he says Alona. The other side of Alona. A lot of things were mishmashed together. There's a lot of heavy inspirations from the mother, of a sorceress, or Caradwen. Called all kinds of things. I think one person called her Hecate or Hecate, or there's all kinds of, it's weird. It's basically like super potent. All right. You know how, like, if we're looking at things on a very basic thing, I mean, I fully accept that not everything fits into this, like, one or the other. There's usually a very powerful, well, there's usually male and female. Obviously, everything else can land in between. They exist, that's fine. But if we're going on simple, basic, thousands, if not millions of years ago concept, no one was thinking, let's address all the things in the middle. So it's not overwriting their existence. They exist, they are valid. I'm just not referring to them currently. The Horned God and, the Oak King, the Holly King, they represent the male. They're this really powerful, potent force. They spark something. Without them, nothing happens. They are needed. They are the instigator. They cause the turning of the. They cause the winter to come. They cause the crops to grow. They cause life. They cause death. And then, in contrast, the female, Diana, the moon, Alona, they nurture. It's all well and good making something happen. You go, boom, I made a thing happen. But if you don't nurture it, if you don't bring it to fruition, if you don't guide it, if you don't give it sustenance, if you don't birth it, it has no purpose in the world. And this is where the male and the female work together in perfect unity. And that's basically what my whole deal is. And all of my people. So.
Cool. Prim has kind of stopped listening and writing in their book now.
Resmo's got a really good lore drop.
Yeah, so.
Well, this sounds a little bit more believable than the 3 people who apparently we should listen to.
I mean, my argument is a lot of other religions, not saying all, and they're all perfectly valid, and I just don't agree with them. They don't call to me. They're basically just reinterpretations of a lot. Ours is a very ancient true. No, true is a really shitty way of saying it. That's not fair. It's just like, finger quotes, original, if that makes sense. And, it gets cleaned up, it gets made less about blood sacrifices and being scared that the Horned God is gonna come and just destroy everything because it didn't like you. Or the mother is gonna fucking, he gestures to his tattooed arm, make you shoot fire out of your fingertips because you decided to. It's the whole thing. So, things are just interpretations and different versions of, and I'm sure metaphysically, if enough people, or if any one person believes in something hard enough, it probably exists in some way, shape, or form. But, as far as my known history goes, this stuff is the first. At least the first recorded.
Okay. So that means if we go to this tree, we have some of the first stuff that was ever made by the people who came before.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can take it. Okay, we have an idea. First of all, we got to talk to Relith. I got his name right on the 3rd try. We see what he might know, or see if we can extract any sort of information out of him. Flick just got the extractor from the suit of armor.
The sword or the gauntlets?
The gauntlet.
Yeah.
Is that what you've called it? The extractor?
The extractor.
Guess it does do that.
It does.
Extracts from everybody.
This is gonna hurt me almost as much as it hurts you. Possibly more. Potentially.
Thankfully, due to Sansalar rambling on and on and on and on, that will basically cover up the rest of the journey. And you're going, oh, We're here. As he
Oh,
gestures
thank God.
to a cave.
Okay, awesome, Zanzilar. Now we need you to do something very important for us.
What?
We need you to go out and get some more birds.
Baco nods his head in agreement.
More birds.
We'll handle this.
All right. Cool. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Whatever. And he'll just walk off into the woods. You are at a cave entrance.
Okay. Who remembered the ever-burning torch?
Eldor pulls one out.
Awesome.
I pull out 4.
I've got light just in case we need it.
Let's go talk to a dwarf.
Let's
And
go
I
talk to
walk
the
into the
dwarf.
cave. And after telling Snowy to guard.
Okay. So, Keldor is going to walk in first. Who is following behind?
Me?
Kid'll be in the middle.
Primrose.
Alright, hang on. I just need to line you up in order so I can copy and paste you onto the next page.
Let's put Eliza at the rear for once.
Oh, well, then, I mean...
She
can
should
be
always
Tyrion,
have
that's
someone
her
beefy
scary.
at the rear. It's true. I guess she is scary now.
And if we get panicked, we'll just run deeper into the cave, so it'll fix itself.
If that's
definitely
the
how that
case,
works. Yeah, that's exactly how that works.
see, once kids adjust that, Prim is like, I'm just gonna go back here. And...
Hang on, I need to recopy everything then. You're moving.
Sorry.
Ugh! You ruined everything!
I know, I'm so sorry.
There we go. Scooby-Doot.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, down
What?
here.
Oh, there we are.
Down. Yeah. There's the shift. There. Ping.
Yep.
If you want to just put yourself wherever. And, does anyone want to make spot or listen checks as they're walking into this cave?
Sugar's already on it.
All right.
I'm
Sugar.
checking for traps.
I can't remember if Sugar or Kids listen check is better. It's probably Sugar.
I'd assume so. A bat's probably better than a people.
Probably. Let's see. Actually, Sugar's got blind sense for 20 feet. So that definitely helps out. Their listen check is a +8. So I will use that, and it will also use Sugar's wisdom because Sugar's wisdom is better. So, okay, so +8. What do you hear, Sugar?
Okay, well, let's go through all the things. We've got Flick spotting and listening. We've got Keldor spotting, and Sugar figuring
Sugar
out
can just
what's
see.
going. Oh, well, Flick. Flick, as you look deep into the cave, the first thing you notice it is pitch black. But you think you see the outline of a rather large, not large as in like the same size as Snowy or Heroes or anything, but a lot bigger than you, maybe Keldor sized, give or take. And you think you see one or two of them kind of just skulking around in the shadows. And as for listen, it kind of sounds like there's some vague communication. It's kind of like snarling, but it almost sounds as if it is being done in a draconic accent. Less snarl. Keldor 14. You have dark vision, don't you?
Yep.
You can make out a single silhouette, because that's what's right in front of you. Quite a big-looking figure, about your size, but I don't know, like wider, more stout. It's the best way I can make it out.
The giant kobolds. The best thing ever.
My dark vision is 60. That changes things.
Yeah. Giant kobolds are called troglodytes.
And they are terrifying. Pretty
And
ugly.
smelly.
Yeah. So, well, that's why you can see why you can only see one out revealed a bit more, because the rest is hard to see because of cave walls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there's something in there, guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something a lot bigger than me.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
Can we see it looks draconic?
Well, you can hear it. You can hear it speaking Draconic.
What's it saying?
You can speak, like, who can speak Draconic? I think
Keldor
it
can.
is Keldor, Kid, and Varko, right? And Genthry. So you four, you can hear these creatures, and what they are saying is, "Come out, dwarf. We know you're here. Can smell you."
Keldor just sighs and is like, look, he just turns and looks at Kid and says, "Do we want to do the
Not in the
One way?
corridor. We need it.
or the hard way?"
Not in the corridor. We got to do this right. We got to see what's happening in there first, because we only have vision of one.
Well,
Hold on. I'll see if I can get them all here, and then you can mow them down. Okay?
While they're thinking of a plan, I'm gonna tell everybody that someone's in there speaking Draconics, just so the entire group knows.
be a good idea.
Here I got it.
And tell
Let
them
me-
to be careful.
let me
because
take point.
Kid and Keldor have a plan.
Oh
me take
no.
Oh boy. I take a
It's
step
got
back.
the spike chain out. He says, "Hello. We come in peace."
A head sharply jerks round and looks, and it's kind of squinting to look towards the entranceway.
2 daggers in his face.
Are you actually
Yeah.
Oh,
throwing
dear.
2 daggers?
Yeah. That's the whole point.
With
Ugh.
weapons.
I got a sneak attack, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Do. Sneaky throw. And so many things you have to click just to get the dice to roll.
Woo!
Whoa. That's the first one.
Wow.
And the second one?
And the second.
What do blue numbers mean? That's new.
It
That
just
means you have
roll
a-
a 1 and a
Yeah.
high
Max
damage.
and min.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a second attack macro set up, so I'm just going to put. This one's not a sneak attack. So -2, right?
Yeah. I think if you throw both of them, or can you only have sneak attack on one attack?
It's only one attack.
That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be too easy to abuse.
Damn.
Wrong
That was a
one.
good attack too. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's actually 1 damage on the second one, right?
Yeah.
So you hit it for 16 damage.
The other one pierces his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Pretty much.
with that, it kind of just shouts out in Draconic, "The hell, man! You said peace!"
I said peace, but only I speak this.
And Keldor's
I
like,
literally have no idea what happened. A dragon thing just popped its face out.
Keldor's just like, ah, crap. And he's
Yeah.
gonna take. Oh, what would Keldor do? No, he's totally hyped up because he has new boots, and he's gonna be like, yeah, sorry about that. Woo!
Boosh! Murder time.
Alright.
Okay,
Oh,
Keldor,
whoops,
now you
wrong
get
one.
further in and you can actually get a good view of these things. You know, now they're close up. You can see that these appear to be giant bipedal lizard people. The first thing that is probably quite apparent, they have a slight white tinge to their scales. And this one, at least, right on his chest, he is bearing a great white claw mark, very similar to the one on Kid's face.
Oh, yep, you guys aren't nice. Goodbye. Holy crap.
You have factored in the additional +2 for your new boots, right?
Uh-huh.
So 24 damage added on. Yep. How do you kill it?
It's just like I come leaping in and just go poof, and then I'm like, come on! I was
You
gonna
like
do
just-
2!
Piercing him, like you stabbing through him into the wall, or cutting him in half, or
It's definitely like just leap, whoosh, get ready to attack again, and it's like,
Aw.
come on! And I
I
look,
mean, you can tell if it hadn't been for Flick getting those first 2 throws in, he would have still been alive for a second go. But
and I see these 2 guys here. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't hit this guy again, so I'm going to... Where I had a dagger macro set up. I guess not. I do have my war dart. Nah, that's it. I'm just gonna sit there and be like, really? Come on. And then I'm just like, hi guys! In Draconic.
Okay, this is technically a surprise round, so the rest of you, the rest of the Daisy Chains, what are you all doing? Before I roll initiative.
Shit.
Well,
Okay.
you know what, we'll have to wrap up before initiative gets rolled, so we'll just do a surprise round. So,
Okay.
Flick, you threw, Keldor, you stabbed, Kid, what do?
Kid realizes very quickly that if Keldor's going to run up, that's good for him, but none of the rest of us can see what's going on. So Kid's going to charge immediately after him,
Mhm.
and is going to stop. Let me make sure I get his movement. Yeah, right there's good. Going to stop right behind Keldor, and he's going to cast light on his spike chain, so that everyone else can see what's happening, just in case we get separated.
Yeah, alright, cool. You know what, let's put... it's 60 foot of light, right?
Technically, although it's dim after the first 30.
It's enough that people without dark vision will actually be able to see.
Yep.
So there we go. You can see that, right, everybody?
No, I can't see an aura.
How
I might.
about now?
There you
There.
go.
That is
It's a huge aura.
It's 60 feet of light.
Yep.
So, everybody, you can now see the Keldor, well, not Kid, Flick. Ugh, too many names. Flick, you threw your daggers at a lizard folk, and Keldor killed it. And Kid's like sprinted in and be like, light! And you can see a few more lizard folk just hanging out in the tunnels.
Well, time to murder things like we always do.
Does anybody else want to do anything for the surprise round? So, Varco, Primrose, and then NPCs.
Primrose is just like, ugh, fighting already. That's it.
And Varco, you wanting to do anything?
I guess since everything seems to be okay and now that there's light, I'll just come back into the cave.
All right. So we will begin. Well, not next week because next week there's a special thing which I will talk about in a moment. But next session with the Daisy Chains, we will jump back into lizard person murdering.
who the plugs me.
Get
Yes,
down.
it does. So, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I have been your Dungeon Master, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all under the same name, the Bardic Knock. Welcome to the party. Wonderful place, wonderful community. You can join the Discord server down below. You can also follow them on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. Follow them here at the party. That's all of the plugs done for here. And me, Archer.
Hello, people. So, I have an Etsy page. Check it out. I do a lot of beadwork. Lillian didn't have it next to me. Where I do stuff like this lovely guy, and I can make it in a variety of styles, items. I make keychains, bracelets, hair clips,
Knickknacks.
what?
Knickknacks.
Knickknacks, yes. That is an accurate statement. They are all made by me. I make them by hands. I can get them turned out within a week, get them shipped off to you. It would be a big help, because bills are a thing.
Oh, that's a feel. Yeah, is there anything else you want to plug, Archer, or is it just that?
For today, yeah.
Yep, awesome. Cody, where would we find the person who has done the amazing artwork of Kid the Dark Horse?
Artworks there, Matt. There's two of them. The first one is Thomas JB on Twitter, as his new handle is. He used to be on Tumblr, but then Tumblr killed itself, and now Twitter's here. And on DeviantArt, and has been on DeviantArt, is Miku19, who is currently not offering commissions, but always is cool whenever she does. Virgo, you want to say anything about that? No, you're just going to sit there? Okay. And I believe that's it, although there is one other person who does artwork. Rebecca?
Oh, yeah. I'm on DeviantArt under Donna, Lundana.
And Rebecca does fantastic artwork.
She's responsible for the tokens that we have for our characters. They got that very Adventure Quest feel to them.
They're
It's
right
beautiful.
there and really cute. Look at him.
They were fun to draw, and then hard to draw because I was on time crunch, and then I'm like, fuck, man, come on.
Oh,
They're amazing. Put that in there.
Well, thank you.
One thing I did forget, there is currently a sale for my Etsy shop, exclusive to the Welcome Party community. It's 10% off. So, please.
Enter the code TJ's Beard, and you will get exactly what you need.
No, just click the coupon link. A lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah, that code's for something else, Cody.
That will be happening later.
see how many?
On After
Also-
Hours, the kingdom of dyslexia.
Wow, you think
Yeah.
during the game, imagine what happens afterwards.
Oh damn. Okay.
All the Eliza you ever wanted.
And some you don't.
I want it bad.
Once again, I am going to say things. That's what I'm going to say. Hey, next week, we will not. Well, we will be here just an hour later than usual because Welcome to the Party is participating in a 12-hour charity stream from noon till midnight, all to try and raise money for a beautiful community member, which is the Stink Rat. So it's the Stink Raiser. We're raising money. This person, she needs to get flipping brain surgery, and apparently America has an awful medical system where that costs $8,000.
Yeah.
Get an NHS, seriously. But since that doesn't exist, we, as conscientious and compassionate human beings, are participating in a charity stream. It's going to be here next Sunday. That is the 24th, I think. Yes, I'm going to say 24th February. from noon till midnight Eastern times, all raising money for this wonderful person so they can get brain surgery to help with some stuff from a traumatic brain injury. It's this person, she's lovely. Follow her on Twitter, Stinkrat. I think it might be Stinkrat Streams. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know, but they're just. It's for a really great cause, and we hope to see you. We are going to be doing a one-shot exploring some history of 5.
Playing with characters we'll never use again, and therefore can be super reckless with.
It has
Yeah.
lots and lots of.
What we
Destroy
are going to
all
be
the
doing, just a little teaser trailer. This group are going to be. They're basically being a suicide squad during the Great McFife Rebellion against the
100%.
previous Sorcerer King.
With 100% less Jared Leto.
Oh, thank God.
I could go with like 1,000% less Jared Leto.
We'll just go ahead and get rid of him. Like, let's just forget the fact that those names can be combined in some way. He's
Yeah,
the
but-
Sorcerer King, and our job is we have to deal with him.
Oh my God. My like, because I don't have any character tropes for that. Like,
Also,
it's gonna
It's
be
go-
great. It's gonna be awesome.
we're gonna have some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Since it is a charity stream, we're gonna have it a bit more interactive with the stream. How that's gonna turn out, not sure yet. Still hashing out the details. But
So
it'll be
all
fun.
you listeners out there can finally have an impact on the show. We know you've been clamoring for it. We're gonna finally answer your prayers. The letters have been piling up. I don't know what to do with the mail anymore. I can't swim in it because I'm not Scrooge McDuck. So instead, we're just gonna answer it and hope that it stops showing up.
So you're where all the mail's been going. I haven't gotten any.
Yeah, I think that's the fuck up right there.
Yeah.
Who
You
rated
know what?
it?
In some ways, it's actually quite genius that we forwarded it to TJ because then it has to cross borders.
He's in Canada.
Yeah, people have to pay to send that mail now.
Wait, you don't
about
have
who
to
you
pay
rated
to
it.
send mail within the UK?
Well, yeah, it costs more to send it across borders. Like, you do
It's
have
true.
to pay,
They
but
call
you know,
it
like, you just have to get a stamp. Although, we actually, have specified areas to go and post. We have post boxes. There's one on that street corner. We don't just put it in our own mailbox at the end of a drive.
I don't have a mailbox.
All right.
I just been difficult.
Anyways.
All right, we are going to go and raid Castle Mac.
Ooh,
And-
Castle Mac, fun guy.
Been around for a long time, and
No,
hopefully
I'm-
he'll be around longer.
Pretty sure he's an animal.
He might be an animal. Maybe a
Quite
horse.
possible.
I don't know.
Not a
Castle
fun
Mac is a
guy.
group of people. Like, it's not one person.
Oh, so it is an animal then.
It's
Like bees.
amalgam. Words
Yes,
not working. Not gonna say
like
it.
bees. Castle Mac equals bees.
Amalgamation.
And
I'm sure
trust
they
me, there's
will love
nothing
that
more fun to
association.
watch than bees
But-
at work.
Anyhow, we should sign off because it's about
We
to
should.
click off us. So until next time, stay safe and happy adventuring.
Bye.